If you're like me, you'll want to start your Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar playthrough right, so you'll want to know what to do and what not to do. I've done the hard work for you, so I've made a list of 14 things I wish I knew sooner. I'm Toxi and I make weekly cozy game videos, so don't forget to subscribe to see more Story of Seasons videos as well as helpful guides and tips for all of your favourite cozy games. A huge thank you to Marvelous Europe for sending me this review copy so I could play early. This is my very first Story of Seasons game, so I am very excited. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is a cozy farming life sim where you revive Zephyr Town's market through farming, animals, crafting and bazaar events. It launches on the 27th of August for Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 and PC via Steam. I've been playing the game and I've been loving it so far, so I've prepared these tips to help you get started right in your playthrough. Whether you're a new player or a fan of the series, I got you. Trends are one of the most important features of the game, especially if you want to make good money, and who doesn't? Trends are your bread and butter for easy cash. What you might not know is that they're different for everyone. My trends will probably be different to yours. I had things like white items, wildflowers, butter. I assume it's per playthrough, so don't worry if yours aren't the same because the game will still accommodate you with the means to get these trends, although some might happen towards the middle of the season. At any point, if you want to check your trends, you can do via the menu. Just head in there and you can go to the tab with the trends and you'll be able to go into each section and see exactly what you've unlocked and what you can sell at your bazaar for extra money. Each first day of the season they'll change, so you have a whole season with each different trend. So this one kind of blew my mind. If you eat a cooked dish someone gives you, you instantly learn the recipe, how to make it. So honestly, it's worth eating all of the food you get gifted. The same goes for buying meals at the cafe. If you have a bit of extra coin, it is such an easy way to expand your recipe list without having to stumble across multiple ones one by one. Early on this helped me a lot because cooking is a huge part of preparing for the bazaar, and having more recipes just gives you more flexibility and money. Also, the cooking does give you buffs. Staying on with the recipes, this one is sneaky but it's worth knowing. If you want to be nosy, you can root around the villagers' houses for recipes, usually on the bookshelves. On rainy days, most of them are at home, so this is a great opportunity. It feels a little bit cheeky, but they must have left it there for us, right? Either way, more recipes equals more money on Bazaar Day. Wildflowers, herbs, and flowers are not the same thing. The game doesn't explain this well, as I reached a quest to hand in flowers, and I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working, and then I read the descriptions to see the distinction. So yes, they're all flowers, but they are all different. Herbs like chamomile and wildflowers like blue magic flowers are foraged, and then actual flowers like buttercups are grown. So always keep this in mind and try to grow and forage all types because you'll need them in abundance. It's always better to process your goods when you can. If a crop is trending, it will be fetching a higher price anyway, but there are a few ways earlier on to get a decent chunk of money on your first few bazaar days. Selling sashimi and grilled fish is amazing because the fish is free. The only thing it costs is stamina. Perfume also sells for good money, and the perfume can be made when you have your windmill. There are so many herbs and flowers, so it's worth making them. And if you invest in a cow early, you can unlock a whole chain of products, butter, cheese. I started selling raw stuff to make quick cash, but as soon as I switched to processing, my income jumped massively. So think of the bazaar as a place for finished products, not scraps. Honestly, the animals are so fun, and I know I'm biased because I always like ranching in any farming game, but getting that first chicken and then getting a cow changes your whole routine, and the rewards are just so worth it. I would recommend choosing the cow early because you can open up more products, just like I mentioned, plus the animal routines are really fun. You push the big ones outside, you ring the bell to get them in, you can feed them, and it just becomes a rhythm that just makes your day a little bit better in the game. plus. More animals equals more produce equals more money at the bazaar. Your barn and your storage are attached to your house. When I saw this, I was like, what? This might sound small, but it's such a huge quality of life feature. Everything is just central. You're not running around the map trying to manage your stuff. For someone who, like me, always forgets which box I've put something in, it is a lifesaver. But I'm also a hoarder, so there's that too. I really like that the windmill is just the one-stop shop for crafting. It is super simple, but there is a catch. The items you want to use need to be in your bag, not in storage. The first few times I tried to craft, I was confused because I thought, I have those items, why isn't it working? It turns out they were in my storage, which is not global. So always remember to bring things with you if you're planning to craft. The medals you get as rewards, those can be sold at the bazaar days and some can be sold for good money. So if you have any stocked up, it's worth bringing them to be sold for some extra coins. Tool upgrades are done at the windmill, which is great, but once you do put your tool in, it will be gone for a little while it's being upgraded. That means no watering if you sent off your watering can, no chopping wood if you want to upgrade your hatchet. So definitely try to plan ahead, but they don't take too long to be made. Once you unlock the sprites, you can give them different items, and doing this increases the quality of those item types, which is measured from 1/2 star up to 5 stars. The higher the quality, the more money you make, and over time that boost adds up to a huge difference. It's one of those hidden systems that doesn't feel urgent but does become really valuable. Try not to fall into the water. It sounds silly, but it happens more often than you think, especially if the wind is working against you. If you do slip into the river or pond, your stamina takes a big hit, and your stamina is important in this game because actions use it. So losing a big chunk because you weren't paying attention is a little bit frustrating. So definitely be careful. If it does keep happening, it's fine. You can just go home and bathe for 30 minutes and you can recover your stamina. Always use your jump. It's so fun. So jump and take action. It is so satisfying. You can get so much more done. It's great for sowing seeds, watering, pulling up crops, because you can do 3 at the start and then you can upgrade it. I wouldn't worry too much about stamina when you're doing this on your farm, because your house is right there if you need to go and have a bath. This is a little bit of an obscure one, but quests only take the items they need. This was a relief when I discovered it. If a quest asks you for 5 items and you're holding like 10, like there's 10 in your bag, if you press send, the game will only take the 5 rather than all of it. So you won't accidentally lose any extras. I know it sounds small, but knowing the system here is more forgiving is really nice. Each one of these made my experience smoother and more enjoyable once I figured it out. Some of these might be the same in the older games, but like I mentioned before, this is my very first story of Seasons, so I'm coming into it as a new player. If you want to see more Grand Bazaar videos from me, I have an impressions and thoughts on what I've played so far, so you can check that out. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please consider subscribing. I hope you have an awesome week ahead. Take care. Bye.